Oh my god, we are finally back. I finally got my nails done. Do you like them? I love them. I went to the appointment not knowing what I wanted done and went on Pinterest, had a gossip for about 2 hours with my friend, and look at my lovely nails. So I can finally make videos like this again. I am so sorry it took so long, but I am back now. So I will be making more of these videos, hopefully, fingers crossed. This one took a lot of work. It was such a long recording. I think this art in total took me, I want to say 10.5 hours, maybe 11. But yes, let me actually talk about it. So I got the idea to swap the outfits of Satoru Gojo and Gyro, I think it's Gyro Zeppeli from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run, because it was announced on Twitter, I think last week. I was screaming the house down when the dub cast finally got announced. But yeah, they have the same voice actor, Kaiji Tang, or is it Kaiji Tang? Kaiji? I can't remember, it's been a while since I've heard his name said, but he's one of my favourite voice actors ever. I think he's so talented. And I've been saying for literally years, I think since Stone Ocean ended, he hasn't been in JoJo's yet. He is definitely in the running. He could totally be in one of the upcoming parts. And he's in the literal next one, so I couldn't believe the announcement. I was like lightheaded. And then Damon Mills too being announced for Johnny. I think that's amazing casting. I'm so excited for Steel Ball Run to start. If you don't watch JoJo's, or if you watch it in sub, you will not care about this. But I am a dub watcher. I love my dubs. But yeah, as soon as I got that announcement, my brain was like, oh my god, I need to do something to celebrate. And I never do enough JoJo's stuff. But Jujutsu Kaisen and JoJo's are my probably 2 favourite animes ever, so it just felt like a perfect thing to do to swap their outfits. I mean, you've probably already seen... I don't know the order of how I'm uploading this, actually. I don't know if I'll have already have posted the art, the finished art, or if it's just the process videos. But there's a chance you'll have seen the completed art. I mean, you'll have seen it in the thumbnail for this video anyway. But, yeah, I love how this turned out. I think there's a few mistakes and, like, things I would change next time and, like, bear in mind for a future piece. But, yeah, nothing, that made me hate the art. It's more just, like, little things where I've not really known what I'm doing, and it's kind of like building up the mental portfolio. But yeah, because this took so long, I mean, you can definitely see how long this video is. I sped it up as much as I could without it being absolutely ridiculous speed. So I like watching long videos sometimes. I mean, I think I do a good mixture of videos with I upload a lot of shorts. I think if you're more into short form content, there's something for you. And then for people who, because I assume what I do a lot is I'll put like a video on as background noise, like art videos. If I'm like playing games like Sims or something, I quite like my long videos. So I think I do something for everyone. So maybe no one will watch this. Maybe it'll be right up your alley. But I think art videos like this really motivate me to not making them, but like watching other people's as well. I'm always like, I really want to do art now. I've had art block. I really don't want to do art, but then as soon as I'm watching other people be creative, I'm like, I could really go for some drawing right now. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. I feel like it's been so long since I've got to make a video like this, and then all of my shorter ones I've been doing on our Speedpaint Saturdays. I feel like I've not had enough time to yap, but now I have a whole hour to talk. What am I going to talk about for an hour? I will say, I'm sorry I didn't upload last Saturday. I think I forgot, if I'm being honest. I think like by Saturday evening I was like, oh my god, what have I been doing all day? I totally forgot to do a video, but I knew this was coming up anyway, so I hope you can forgive me. You can see me right now drawing the sketch for the clothes, and I'm about to insert some footage to explain where I'm at, so talk to you soon. Okay, I'm so confused. So I'm trying to draw Zeppeli's outfit on Gojo, and as you can see, I'm up to the gloves, I have no idea how his gloves work. I cannot find a good reference. I've got a reference board full of pictures of Zeppeli, and I just, how did, because, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. There's a part I can't really show without moving my camera, and I can't be bothered to set it back up, but like, so there's a bit here, and it goes like this, but then you can't see it from this side. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, guys, I'm gonna be honest. But we're gonna make it up as we go, I guess. That probably didn't make any sense because I was so flustered. But what I was basically trying to explain was there was I also can't explain it now, oh my god. There was the piece of fabric that like went through his fingers. You couldn't see it from like the palm side of his hand, like it didn't go anywhere. So I was so confused of how I was meant to draw these gloves. Like every reference picture I was finding, the palm of his hand was just bare, and then the material was like at his wrist. So I was like, well, why is it between his fingers from the front and then it doesn't go anywhere, like when you flip it around, like, so there's just some fabric dangling between his fingers. Like it just wasn't computing to me, so I decided to take some creative liberties, and yeah, I just ended up connecting it in a way that made more sense to me. I think that's something I really need to work on in general. I feel like I rely so heavily on references, and like I don't really like to take liberties of my own. So I think if you watched a few weeks ago, I posted a speed paint of Higuruma from Jujutsu Kaisen. I used a reference picture for that. I use reference pictures for everything. But I was so committed to the reference picture because I was like, well, I need to draw it like this because that means it's right. But I didn't end up, I do like how it turned out. Like I love how it turned out, but like I know I could have done it better. Like I feel like if I'd used some initiative of my own, I probably would have given him a bigger nose and like more of a chin. I feel like he had like a very short, not short face, like a squashed in face, I guess. Like yeah, I'm probably not explaining this well, but I feel like he could have had more of a jawline. I mean, he did have a jawline. His chin didn't come out enough is what I'm trying to say. It didn't come out much past his neck from the angle I drew. So I think because I was so, I had like tunnel vision trying to make sure I was lining things up with the reference I was using, I didn't trust myself or my instincts enough to do what I would think looks better. Because it's hard, because like why would you think a photo would be wrong? But like maybe it wasn't the photo being wrong, and maybe it was just how I interpreted the photo, and I just need to try and use some more, not sense, but just trust myself more. I think that's it. But like that's something I'm gonna learn every time I do some art, and I think that's the most enjoyable part of the process, because you really do learn something new every time. I always thought that was kind of bullshit back in the day when I was like way worse than I am now. I don't think I'm super bad now. I think I make more art I like than I don't, but I feel like when I was making art, when I first started, like everything was bad, because of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? I was like new, and that's gonna be the case for everyone. So I was like, well, I'm not learning shit every time I do an art because everything looks bad. I'm meant to be good by now, aren't I? But no. And the fact that I'm like in a place where I'm proud of things I produce more than I'm disappointed, I think it is kind of easier to see where I go wrong and take things on board for like next time. It's just constant growth, and it kind of baffles me that it's not even like, okay, I've learned anatomy, I'm done with anatomy, now I'm going to be perfect at anatomy forever. No. I don't know if that's the case for other people, but it's certainly not the case for me. I wish that was the case. So it's like you constantly need to keep on top of your anatomy and keeping it fresh and remembering things, and then also learning new things. It just really truly never ends. Let's actually talk about this art a little bit, because I find it hard when I'm like watching, because I do watch these as I talk. I find it hard to know what to actually say, because I don't know what I'm going to do next. Like I kind of do, but with it being so sped up, it jumps around quite a lot, so I don't really know what to settle on. But I will say, actually, let me start off with this. I made a new TikTok, just in case anyone doesn't know. I am called Shido's Bimbo, as in Ryusei Shido, of course. I just wanted a fresh start, but I think depending on how much I enjoy posting there, I might change my name back to Rindo's Bimbo. The reason I bring it up is because I made a video on my TikTok recently about my ugly sketches. I have the ugliest sketch face. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I feel like whenever I see people post like a daily sketch dump and they are like masterpieces, could never be me. It would take, to do what other people do sketch wise, it would probably take me like a full day. They always look so beautiful. I'm like, what do you mean you're not done? What do you mean that's a sketch? Really? Mine are so ugly. I kind of just like to get the information down in a messy way, and then it kind of helps inform how I'm going to do line art and stuff. Which maybe is why I'm so slow, because everything is such a process with me. I feel like all my steps for rendering as well take way longer than probably other people who do like cell shading and stuff. I cannot do cell shading to save my life. I'm so bad at it. But anyway, I did say I was going to talk about this art, didn't I? Yeah. So we're over the sketch phase. I am doing line art now. I wasn't sure whether to give Gojo the iconic green Zeppeli lips, because I knew I had to give him the iconic gold grill. And when the dub casting got announced, I was like frantically in my notes on my laptop, like typing out the letters of Gyro Zeppeli and Satoru Gojo, because I was like, oh my god, will it work if I give him the gold grills? Does he have enough teeth? Because I couldn't remember how they looked. I forgot it actually said Gojo Zeppeli instead of, I thought it said Gyro Zeppeli. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong, by the way. I've obviously never heard it said, because I've read the manga, but like I can't hear how they're saying his name. But I think it's Gyro. But yeah, I sent my notes up to one of my friends, and they sent me, you know, that meme that's like, "Sure, grandma, let's get you to bed." I felt like a lunatic. But yeah, and then I kind of remembered, I do not draw teeth. I will never draw. Not that I don't draw teeth, but like I don't draw individual teeth because it looks insane. I know other people can do it, but not me. So I prefer to just draw like a chunk of, I mean, you saw the line art, that's how I like to draw teeth. So I was like, it doesn't matter how many teeth, how many letters are in Gojo and Gyro and whatever, because I will make it fit on the one big blobby tube. That sounds so gross. But yeah, I did write Gojo instead of Gogo, which I thought was cute, but you'll have to let me know what you think. Gojo took way longer to do than Gyro, because Gojo's Jujutsu uniform is way more simplistic compared to Gyro's cowboy outfit. I have just realised I forgot to draw him a cape. I don't care. I have decided I don't care. I want to move on from this. This was such an ordeal. This actually took me 3 days worth of sit downs. I mean, it could have taken 1, but when I was rendering the so I rendered pretty much everything in 1 day, and then I did the flat colour for the clothes on day 2. When I say I rendered everything in 1 day, like I did line art, and that was the last thing I did on day 1, and then I started doing flat colours and rendering on day 2. But by the time I got to the clothes on day 2, I put the flat colour down, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I actually really don't want to do this anymore. I just had no interest. I was like, I need to be away from the screens. I do not want to be at my desk anymore. I do not want to spend ages rendering clothes. I can't bear it. Because if you're new here, or if you're old here and if you're if you've been here before, you'll probably have heard me say, I hate clothes, I hate drawing clothes, I hate rendering clothes. Clothes is my least favourite thing in the world. So by the time I left clothes until very last, I was like, no, I don't want to do this. I can't bear it. And the thing is, I don't know how familiar you are with Zeppeli's outfit. Have you seen his goddamn belt buckle? Have you seen it? It's got two fingers pointing down on the, two hands with the fingers pointing down on the belt buckle. And I'm like, I already have to draw hands for the anatomy. Why are you making me draw hands for the belt buckle? Why did Araki do that to himself? He must really like drawing hands to be that dedicated. It has been like a good few years since I read Steel Ball Run, so I can't remember. I didn't remember the buckles even looking like that. So I don't know if he drew the belt buckle on like every panel, but like if he did, he's the GOAT for a reason. But oh my god, why? It feels like a slight to me personally that if you did that, so now I have to do that, because I couldn't not do it. Speaking of him actually and his art style, I'm sure you probably know by now if you've been here before, he is like a huge influence on my own art style, and yeah, I really admire him and his just everything. I just think he's so talented. But yeah, I don't know how true this is, but apparently he doesn't pick set colour palettes for characters or anything. He just randomly colours how he feels on the day. So it made it very difficult to know what colours to make Gyro's outfit. But I decided to go with the anime colours, mostly anyway. I had like a reference board full of pictures of Gyro, because I just like to have lots of photos when I'm drawing, so I can pull from a lot. But yeah, I did find one where his pants had this like cutout in the, not like a cutout, but like it just had like a random patch, which I think I just drew a few seconds ago. But it was coloured in purple and I just really liked it, so I decided to steal that. And then I did mostly decide to stick to the anime colour palette because that just made my life easier. But the purple thing isn't on there, as far as I could tell from the anime picture. I forgot what they're called when they release. I don't want to say drip marketing because that's like gacha stuff. But yeah, when it's like the official art of characters and stuff, I didn't see the purple cutout thing on that, so I assume it's. I feel like I've just remembered I didn't draw the orange dots on his top. Oh my god! Do I care? I can't. How did I forget? Oh my god. Maybe I'll do that in post and add it after, and then you can say. I mean, if you watch this, you can comment and be like, I was here when she forgot. I knew she didn't add the dots. I cannot believe I did that. I was just in such a rush to be done. I feel like he kind of looks good without the balls on his t-shirt. This is me trying to justify myself into not doing it. I can't believe I forgot. Does he have them in the anime? Because like, why would I not remember? I need to start writing. Sometimes I write notes on the canvas so I don't forget to do stuff, because I forget things all of the time. I don't know if anyone else is forgetful. I have the worst memory known to man. I am actually flabbergasted that I forgot. I'm contemplating my whole life right now. What do you think I should do, guys? Should I add the dots? Should I leave them? Do we care? Oh my god, what a fuck up. Wow. Yeah, I'm gagged. I'm gagged at that. But I've completely lost my train of thought as well. I think I was talking about the references. Was I? Anyway, I do remember... See what I mean about my memory? I do remember saying his outfit was way more complicated than Gojo's, because Gojo's is just really simple. But I think I think I did the art better with Gyro's outfit than Gojo's. I feel like... so something you know, I was talking about mistakes I'd rectify later on. I mean, in my next piece or whatever, I didn't like the way I coloured in, well, rendered Gojo's pants. I'm getting confused whether to say Gyro or Gojo, so I'm just going to say, when I'm talking about an outfit, I'm going to say whose outfit it actually is. So I don't like the way I rendered Gojo's pants because they look really like tightly creased, like there's loads of creases together, because I just couldn't do it. Because I was looking, I was watching like tutorials as I was colouring, because I do just really struggle with clothes. I really hate doing clothes. But, so yeah, when I was watching this tutorial, it was like, baggier pants have like lines going down and tighter pants have like lines going in and out from the crotch area. So I was like, okay, well, Gojo's pants look tight as hell. So I'll try and do that. And it just didn't look good. So I did what I could to try and like make it look right, but I just feel like it wasn't it. You'll see it anyway. But yeah, the line art took me hours. It was, you can see from the footage, it's like dark now, and I know dark nights come earlier anyway, but it was quite late. I think I don't even want to guess how long it took me. I just feel like this whole thing took such a long time. Like 10.5 hours / 11 hours is such a long time to spend on one art, and the fact that I did it over the course of 3 days as well is like so time consuming, because really I should have just sucked it up and finished the clothes rendering on day two. But I was just like, I can't bear it. I don't want to do this anymore. I have had absolutely enough. I want to be done. So sometimes you just need to stop. Sometimes you need to listen to your brain and your body and do what you need to do to take care of yourself, because just even even when I was doing the line art, I took a break because I was so sick of it. I think I just finished Gojo, and then I was looking at the messy, hideous sketch of Gyro, and I was like, I can't do it again. I can't do it again. So I called my boyfriend. I was like, do you want to play Fortnite for like an hour? I think we played for like an hour and a half. I can't remember if we won or not, but I had fun. Because I was like, I just feel burnt out. I need to like blow off some steam. I need to get my momentum back up, and it worked, to be fair. So that's probably why it also got dark when I was recording line art in hindsight. But it was needed. It was necessary. People don't sit at a desk for 8 hours straight a day. People have breaks, even if it's like an office job, you know. So I don't think it's so wrong of me to have an interval when I'm absolutely demented. Would you like to know something quite funny though? The fact that it took me 3 days because I decided to just do the clothes rendering on day 3, even still on day 3, I was kind of like, yeah, the clothes will probably only take me like an hour or something, you know. It won't take long to do the clothes. I just couldn't be bothered last night. It didn't. It took like 5. No, I think that's an exaggeration. I want to say max 2 or 3 hours, but even still, that's such a long time on one section. It just all adds up, and like, I had things to do afterwards as well. I was just like, I cannot believe I had the gall to think, me, who is notoriously slow and always finishes things in such a high total time, thought the clothes, the thing I hate the most, was going to take an hour. Like, that's so outrageous. Who did I think I was? Because well, it got done anyway. But here you can see me rendering the skin, which, if you don't know, is my absolute favourite thing to render. I always have such a fun time. I think it takes me like, I think I always use, I want to say like 7 layers to do the skin, because I do lots of what's it called when you use like the multiply layers and stuff? I always forget what it's called, but like the layer options, let's just call them layer options. Someone please correct me. I need to start learning the digital art lingo more. But yeah, I use a lot of multiply layers and things like that to give some dimension. I just always have fun. I have noticed recently that I think I way prefer to do close-up portraits than like something like this, because I just really love doing skin. So getting to put so much detail, because I feel like it kind of gets lost in facial details when they are so small like this, but something like my Higuruma art, for example, it was like mostly face, and that I find that way more enjoyable. I feel like all of the amount of detail that I want to put in like really shines, as opposed to something like this. I feel like it gets a bit not blurred, but like it gets a bit lost in the size, and I still do it regardless, because I think it's worth it, even on the off chance someone does zoom in and like sees. I feel like putting the same details I would a proper portrait is important to me. So even if it takes longer, and it's not longer, but like, well, yeah, because I could probably do what I've done, but like take out half the layers and be quicker about it. But I think on the off chance that someone does zoom in, I take pride in the fact that I've put the effort in to make it look good and like worth zooming in for, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm really, what am I trying to say? I feel like I'm so used to using specific colours as well now. Like, I feel like it is more of a, I feel like I enter a flow state when I do skin as opposed to anything else. Because when I'm looking at this now, I'm seeing all of the clothes. But usually when I do two characters, I'll do them like on different layers, because they usually like overlap each other and get in the way. But this one, they were like really separate, so I did everything on the same so like how am I trying to explain this? So usually I just do all of Gojo and then be done, and then do all of Gyro and be done. But this time I was like, Gyro's skin, Gojo's skin, Gyro's hair, Gojo's hair, Gyro's clothes, Gojo's clothes. So I feel like that streamlined it a bit, because I feel like if I'd done all of Gojo and then Gyro after, I feel like it would have, I don't know how it would work like that, but I feel like it kind of just streamlined the process a bit more to do it all in one go instead of twice, if that makes sense. And Gyro, the skin was far easier to do because quicker, I should say, not easier, because he's barely showing any. So by the time I'd done Gojo's, the same things I was doing with Gyro was taking like literally a quarter of the time. So it was I was feeling pretty blessed by how quickly it seemed to be going, because they weren't showing much skin. I mean, obviously Gojo was showing way more, but still he's wearing quite a lot of clothes. But by the time I finished the skin, I was like, oh my god, yeah, I'm so fast, I'm going so quickly with this. And then it kind of dawned on me like, yeah, but you love doing skin and there's more clothes, and the clothes are definitely gonna take longer. I don't know if you've noticed in any of my other speed drawings, but you'll see soon, because we are approaching. I love adding pops of colour to the skin. So I usually do it depending on what colour I do the background, but what did I settle on for this one? I feel like I settled on like a purpley pink, and then I do like a I do a blue as well, because blue, I always do blue. I feel like blue looks really nice on skin. And I always take the opacity down. I feel like it makes really nice shadows. So that's a little tip if you're starting out. That's something I like to do. Just add pops of blue, bring the opacity down and use that as your shadows. I do not feel qualified giving advice. I should not have said any of that. I make everything up as I go along. I just do what works for me. I never know what I'm doing. I always just cross my fingers and hope for the best. But I feel like even still, I am making things that I am proud of, so I must be doing something right. So if I ever give advice, absolutely take it with a pinch of salt. I would never in a million years feel comfortable being like, here's my anatomy video on how to draw abs, or here's my full rendering process. Never, that will never happen. Unless it's like years from now and I actually feel qualified to do it. It's certainly not happening this year, next year, or the year after. I know that much. So if you ever ask for advice, I can tell you what I do, but it's not something where I'd be like, yeah, this is what you should be doing. You should be doing it how I do it. Because I don't believe that. I think there's far more qualified people on the internet to tell you how to do art. It's not me. I'm happy to help. It's not like a gatekeepy thing. I just absolutely do not trust myself with someone's artistic future. So I can tell you my processes and what have you, but it's kind of like, you know, when a friend comes up to you for advice and you like give absolute top tier advice, well, not top tier, but like give advice with such confidence and bravado, but then you're like, I don't know though, just so you don't have to claim responsibility. I don't know, you do you, that's on you. That's what I would do, that's on you. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about giving art advice. It's just, it wouldn't even enter my mind to do it unless someone like asked me to, and we're like, please help me. Of course I want to help people. That's not even preposterous to say. I would love to help people. I would love to be in a place where I feel comfortable giving advice, but for the time being, it's, I don't know though, you can do this, but I don't know. There's so many tutorials and stuff online. I'm sure there's someone way more adept in this craft who can give far better advice. But I will say, anything I have learned on my journey, I do add to a playlist on my channel. I have like sections for anatomy and rendering, and yeah, just like I have everything organised in a specific way. It's usually videos I have watched and applied to my own work, or it's stuff I want to watch, or those are the two options. There's not a third option. So it's either stuff I have used and applied, or I want to watch. Maybe there is a third option. I think the third option is watched and have not applied yet. That's probably what option 3 is. So if there is anything about my particular art that you like, there is a chance that there is something specific in a playlist I have made that you can find. I thought that was very important for me to do, because I quite like being transparent with my journey. I do not feel like a professional. I do not feel like I'm at a place where I'm like above the world with my art. I feel like I am a beginner. I mean, I've grown a lot over the years, but I still feel really new, and I don't want to put on an act and be like, yeah, I'm just perfect. This is how I've always done it. I haven't learned from anyone. I have always wanted to go into this from the perspective of I am a beginner and I'm not perfect, and I probably never will be. And I want to share my struggles with people, things I find difficult, and I think it's a nice thing to be able to say, if there's anything about my art that you like, there is a... Did you guys hear that? Something just fell downstairs. Yeah, there is... Yeah, there's playlists for anything that you might want to look up. I think that is... It's something I would like if I was looking at an artist's work. Obviously, artists who do tutorials probably don't want to redirect you to tutorials from other people. But I think it's... I just want to be transparent. I just want to be able to be like, say, I I'm learning. We can learn together. If there's anything you want to see, there is a chance you can find it here. I think it's just nice to share resources. So I know a lot of people, something I will say as well, I love people who are open with their processes as well if you reach out, because reaching out to artists is a very scary thing. I've done it many times. Sometimes I've had replies, sometimes I've had no replies, and sometimes I've had rude replies. But my heart really does beat harder for artists who are like more willing to share their tips and tricks. I think it's just a nice thing to do, and I understand why some people might want to keep things to themselves because they don't want anyone to copy their art style. I completely understand that, but I do think it's like, I don't think anyone can replicate anyone's art like the same way. From all the advice I've taken over the years and over the tutorials I've watched, I feel really confident in my own style now. Like, I feel like I know how I like things to look, and I don't think because I asked someone how to do anatomy and then I asked someone how they rendered skin and then they taught me. I don't think I do it exactly the same way as they do. I think I've made it my own, and I think that's kind of the beauty of art as well. I feel like it doesn't matter how, I think you can copy something, like if someone likes Araki's art style, I feel like, not even Araki's art style, if they liked maybe the anime art style of JoJo's, I feel like it would be quite easy to, not easy, but I feel like it would be simple. No, I'm not wording this very well, but I feel like it wouldn't be like difficult to recreate because you have the visuals in front of you, and there's probably ways to what am I trying to say? I'm finding this really hard. Say like someone likes Tokyo Revenge's art style. I feel like they'd be able to take what that mangaka does and redo it exactly the same, but I feel like it's never going to be like exactly the same, if that makes sense. But I feel like when you're looking at art all of the time, and there's like so many different artists, and there's like so many different artists you might look up to. There might be one who you're like, oh, this is my favourite artist, but then you'll see other people who you're like, oh, I really like how they do this and how they do that and how they do this. I feel like the fact that you can constantly be inspired and see so much on a daily basis. I always see art on my feed. I seldom see anything else, to be honest, and I think getting all of that information all of the time and then breaking it down to what you like and what you don't like, it informs a style. So I don't think there's necessarily a need to gatekeep tips and tricks. I think sharing things with beginners is just a nice thing to do. But no one's obligated to do anything. I do understand that, but that's just not how I personally would want to approach being an artist. I say this as someone who, no one's probably going to watch this. I am making this out of my love for making art and video editing, and the off chance that someone might watch this. But I'm stuttering. I do want to make it known that I am someone you can approach. I am someone you can reach out to if you would like to discuss anything art related. And yeah, I just think we should all help each other. I think it's as simple as that. I think life's too short, and especially with AI going on at the minute, like AI art, it's disgusting. I think there's so much courage and bravery in reaching out to people and trying to do something for yourself when it could be so much easier to just give AI a prompt and be an AI artist. I commend anyone who is starting their art journey or in the middle of their art journey, and I just think we should all help each other, and I think that would be nice. I think my order of doing rendering is always skin, hair, clothes. I mean, sometimes I do clothes to get them out the way, but that's very rare. I always start with skin because it's my favourite. But that's actually what I was about to say. It's funnily enough the order that I prefer rendering wise, because skin, nothing better, it is my absolute favourite thing. And then hair, the way I've finally learned how to do hair is it's so easy. I feel like it's quite quick too, and I think the reason it takes me so long sometimes is because I'm really finicky about how it looks. I know I was saying about people zooming in on the skin, and I like how much detail goes into it, but I feel like knowing how things are in terms of how people consume things, pardon me, I feel like no one's actually going to zoom in. So when I've been doing hair lately, where I'd usually make sure with the line art is absolutely perfect and there's not like a hair out of place, pardon the pun, but there's just no need to do it, because I feel like it looks good even if it's not perfect, because hair's not perfect anyway, so that might be why. But I feel like I'm just so much more finicky, persnickety with skin, probably just because I enjoy it more. But I do really enjoy doing hair. I loved how this turned out. And as you will see, I started drawing the line art on the wrong layer for Gojo's hair. And I was staring at my screen for a few minutes, and then I just wrote fuck all in capitals. So you'll see that like any second. I was like, how have I let this happen? What am I going to do? I do not want to redraw all of the line art. There we go. And then I drew them on the lighter hair layers, and I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I really have no idea what to do. And then I just decided to leave it, and it turned out fine. It was not an issue. I make so many additional duplicates of one art as I go because I'm scared I'll make a mistake, and that's a mistake I made and I didn't even care. So I'm starting to approach a place where I'm like, do I even need to be making all these duplicates and taking up so much storage on my iPad? But I like having the safety net of like, I can go back if I need to, if I've made a mistake that I just can't fix through you know, without literally going back and getting an old file. It's nice having that safety net. So I was very distraught about the line art situation with the hair, but it just ended up being a non-problem. So I think that's something to lock away for future reference, that I don't need to panic so much, because sometimes things are just fine. It was honestly, I think if I'd been more if it hadn't already taken me so long and I felt so bogged down with how long it was taking, I was getting quite stressed out with the length of time. I kept checking the canvas time. I think if not for that, I probably would have just redone all of the line art. And honestly, I'm glad this happened, because it's nice to know that my mistakes aren't always so bad that I need to redo everything. It's so stressful. I was like really stunted for a moment, because I'm like, I don't know how long it took me to do the line art, but I was like, am I really gonna have to do this all again? And I was trying to figure out if there was a way I could separate the darker colours from the lighter colours. I was like, please, there's got to be something I could do, but I couldn't figure anything out. So I was like, I'm not redoing it. I'm just not redoing it. I've got the clothes still to do. There's so much left to do. I do not want to invest any more time in the hair. So yeah, it is quite a good lesson to know that everything isn't, you know, like be all and end all. I really need, I don't know if I need, because I feel like art takes as long as it takes, and that's fine, but also the climate in which you have to be producing content is really stressful, and like the fact that I'm slow makes creating content so difficult. So with this video I'm doing now, I've made a part 1 of the line art process, and then I was, after editing this video and recording this voiceover and stuff, I was going to edit a part 2 with the rendering process, and they're just like short form, you know, there's a song playing, no voiceover or anything, it's just like quick cuts and stuff, and that's like something easy to make the most of one piece of art, because something I did fell into a trap of before when I had my other TikTok is I would make an art and then make an edit of the art, and then that was it. I think making more out of less is much more beneficial, but I say a lot, sorry if I'm annoying you. These are totally unscripted, and it's my first one back in a while. I've never done one this long. I can't believe I have an hour to just yap, and if anyone actually watches this, thank you so much. Also, comment below if you are an artist, and let me know, since we've talked about my struggles with clothes, what is your worst area that you would like to improve on? What do you find difficult and you just cannot wrap your head around? I really can't with clothes. I don't know what it's going to take. I feel like my brain works in a way that like hacks are the key. Like I like being able to digest something and like, try this hack to make anatomy look good. You know, things like that. But I just can't figure anything out for clothes, because clothes are so unpredictable, and I know there's like rules of clothes and, you know, types of folds and stuff. It just doesn't compute. I do my best, but it's so difficult. But if you are not an artist, but are interested in being an artist, comment below instead what is a area that you find daunting that's maybe putting you off. Is it the anatomy? Are you too scared to try learning about muscles and stuff? Or is it the hair? Is it backgrounds? Don't even talk to me about backgrounds. I hate backgrounds as well. It's something I barely entertain, but I do want to do more stuff with backgrounds this year. I think I'm in a place as well where I've accepted that people trace, and I really want to be an advocate for this, because if anyone shames, if you're not even just artists, but like if anyone shames people who trace to save time, then I just think that's lame. And I don't mean that as in tracing someone else's art, but if it's like, if you use like a model pose app, I think that's absolutely fine. I don't think you're hurting anyone by doing that, and I don't think you're less of an artist for doing that. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I need to use a model pose app so I can get the shapes right and angles right and things like that. If you know, I spend 10 hours on this art, 11 hours. There's no background, there's no big cityscape. It's a plain background. I did a very simplistic background. 10 to 11 hours on just 2 people. If I wanted to do a background, I would absolutely trace. It's not hurting anyone to do that and to save time. Not all of us have infinite time to learn skills, and, you know, like if it's something that you're doing for fun, and if tracing is going to make your life easier, trace. It's absolutely fine. I think it's fine. Obviously, again, do not trace other people's art. Do not do that. I mean, if you do that to learn, then that's fine. If you post it anywhere and be like, this is my art, that's whack, don't do that. But if you're doing it to learn more about someone else's art and how they might do something, that's also fine. But keep it to yourself. You don't post it and don't claim it's yours. I would assume that's you know, very obvious, but I'll just state it anyway because I want to make it very known. I do not think it's okay to trace people's art and claim it as your own or anything like that. I think that is bad. I also think AI is bad. AI art is very bad. Just putting that out there. I've probably made it clear already. Don't use AI art. It is whack. Do not trace other people's art and claim it's yours. That is whack. But again, using models, like 3D models, using backgrounds, like tracing backgrounds, all fine. I think I've had a piece before where it was my Toji in a yukata. I traced the background. I inserted a private image because I just didn't want it to come up, because it had my it was from Genshin and it had my user ID in it, and I just didn't want it to be in the pic, so in the speed draw, so I inserted it as a private image. But yeah, I have used 3D models in the past. I try not to, because I feel like it really slows my anatomy retention. Like, I feel like I forget things really easily when it comes to anatomy, so I do try more often than not to do everything from scratch myself when it comes from anatomy. But sometimes it's hard. Sometimes head angles are horrendous. I hate doing any angle that's like, you can see, like, if it's like a looking down at the camera angle and you can see like under your chin and stuff, I cannot do any angle like that, so I will trace that. If I think hearing other people say they trace, like I've seen artists I admire say they trace things they struggle with as well, I think that really helps normalise it, because it saves time, it's more efficient, and if you're doing it for fun, it's going to take the fun out of it if you're struggling to do something. Especially something so menial as, like, you know, that free run head angle that went viral? That's the kind of angle I mean. Like, under the looking up from below angle of heads is horrific. It's horrific. That's probably something I'm going to trace for the rest of my life. If I ever need to draw people kissing, I cannot do that. I simply cannot do that. That's probably something I'll trace too. I think if it's photos, especially, like I saw someone tracing a building the other day because they didn't want to waste time drawing it. I don't think it's cheating at all. I think it's just efficient and it's works smarter, not harder, honestly. I feel like I've been a purist for too long, and that's something that's made me slow as well, and I'm kind of done with it. I want to normalise tracing, I want to normalise efficiency, and yeah, so if you don't approve of that, this is not the channel for you. But if you have had any worries about doing something like that, don't, just go for it. I will support you, I will back you 100%. Bear in mind, yet again, I will say, no AI art and no, what was the other one? No tracing other people's art and claiming it as your own. Do not do these things. I just want to put that out there for the third time, just to be clear. But yes, back to my art. You can see I'm rendering the claws right now. You can see they look good. I think they look pretty good. You can probably tell what I meant about Gojo's pants on Gyro, about how like creased they look. I think I did too many lines, but I was just struggling. I maybe I need to practice tight pants more. But I will say, since we've just been talking about tracing, I mentioned the belt buckle with the hands pointing down. I couldn't find a good picture of Gyro wearing them from the manga, because I was planning on tracing those, because I was like, I do not want to draw hands again for this entire art piece. I cannot bear it. But I went on Google Images to try and find a picture, and then I found someone was selling a 3D model of the belt. So I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'll just trace that. I've cut the footage out now because I was kind of doing it, and I just like kind of thought about it a bit more. I was like, 3D modelling is also art, and that's someone else's art, and I kind of don't feel right about taking this. I don't really know much about 3D modelling, so I assume someone has to like create something using artistic skill to then print it off. Correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you know anything about 3D modelling, but yeah, so I kind of just erased everything and then I forgot to start recording again because I did pause the footage, so you'll just randomly see like a sketch of a square and stuff to represent the hand. I was like, I'm just going to draw it myself, and it was fine. I really didn't want to do it, but it ended up being totally fine. I was like, oh, this, yeah, it wasn't so bad. It was really to the point where I was like, if I have to draw this hand, I'm never going to do this art. But I did do it, and it looks, you'll see soon, but it's probably my favourite part of his get-up. Please let me know when if you decide to comment, add it in the comment if you think I should add the balls to Gojo's t-shirt he's wearing, because I just can't believe I forgot them. I don't know if Gyro always has them on because it's been so long since I've read the manga. I'm really trying to remember, and this is also me trying to justify why I might not have done them. I think he looks fine without them, and I don't even know if I draw them well. I'd probably draw them fine, but I'm just kind of like, do I want to go back to this? Can I just be done with this? I just can't believe I forgot. I genuinely am going to have to start remembering to write down bullet points of things I cannot forget. I just thought, like, there's no way I'm that dumb. There's no way I'm going to forget to do something as crucial as that. And I only realised as I was doing this voiceover, that's crazy to me. Oh my god, I'm still young, believe it or not. Like, if this is my memory in my 20s, I'm so fucked when I'm old. I am so scared for old me. But, oh my god. I think he looks fine. That's how I feel, genuinely. It's also because I'm lazy, but I do think he looks fine. If it's so jarring to people, I feel like literally no one's gonna care. But if like a few people are like, you forgot to draw the balls. I don't even know what the balls are. Do we know what material they are? It's just like a bunch of orange ball patterns, but it doesn't look like it's part of the t-shirt. They look kind of like stuck on, which is still part of the t-shirt, but it's not like a flat sewn in pattern, if you know what I mean. That's how I've interpreted them from looking at the reference, but I'm not looking at the reference right now, so I might be lying. But yeah, do we know what those are? Because it's not part of his stand, it's just his outfit. So if anyone knows what the design is or what the material is, let me know, because I am clueless. Here I am finally drawing the hands. Did you see how it kind of jumped and then there was just like the blocky shapes? But I had so much fun actually doing the rendering for this. I can't remember if so I had one specific reference, and I think it's the same one where I got the purple cutout in his pants from, and I was just kind of like looking how the belt buckle looked on that, because it was kind of like a straight on view, so I was looking at that a lot while I was doing this rendering, and I think that really helped. I think it looks I mean, you'll see in a moment, it looks metallic, and the hands look raised from the belt buckle, so it doesn't look so flat on top. It looks like you could touch it and you'd feel the hand separate from the buckle part itself, which I think is cool. I really feel like Gojo looks perfect head to toe. Well, not perfect. Something I don't like about the Gojo part is his eyes, and I think in hindsight I should have closed them, but it's Satoru Gojo. Have you seen his eyes? I tried to draw them so they were like barely open so you could still kind of see his eyes, but I feel like they look too wide and it looks weird with his smile. It just kind of looks a bit off. I feel like it's good to analyse and critique your own work. I feel like that is something I would change next time if I was to do this from scratch again, which I'm not. I'm literally never redrawing this again. Never again in my life. I have done my time with this. 11 hours is more than enough. I am done. But I'm sure you can understand what I mean. I still love how it turned out, and I think he looks great. They both look great, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree. If you have any constructive criticism, I will gladly take it on board. I love being told how to improve and what I can do in future. So yeah, I'll happily take any criticism on board to apply to my future work. But we are coming to the end. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try and make the video a bit shorter next time. Yeah, I'm so happy to be back. This was so fun to do. It was so nice and therapeutic, just like listening to music and getting on with things. And yeah, it's been quite a big gap of me doing fan art as well to this degree, so it kind of like dusted off the cobwebs, and I'm excited to get into more stuff, especially now that I know I can like record it for you guys. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I will let this play out till the end, and if you enjoyed this, of course, don't forget to like and maybe subscribe, because I will be doing more videos like this in future, very near future. So I will see you next time. Bye guys.